Welcome back. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest shifts happening in blockchain right now. Billions of dollars are quietly flowing into the internet computer ecosystem. And if you've been paying attention to on-chain movements, you'll notice that whales, those large investors who often dictate the direction of the market, are beginning to consolidate their position here. What makes this truly fascinating is not just the scale of these movements, but also the implications they have for decentralization, governance, and long-term network security. In this video-style discussion, I want to walk you through the data, the patterns, and the deeper meaning behind what these whales are doing, and how you, as an everyday participant in crypto, can prepare for what might be one of the most transformative shifts in the industry. For a long time, we've seen blockchain ecosystems like Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, and others attract significant capital, often through staking mechanisms or token locking systems. These methods provide security for the network while giving investors an incentive to hold their tokens for the long run. But the Internet Computer Protocol, ICP, operates on a unique model that not only allows staking, but also integrates governance directly into the process. This means whales aren't just sitting on large bags of tokens, they're actively shaping the direction of the ecosystem. And when you start to see billions worth of ICP being locked into governance structures, it tells you something powerful. This isn't just speculation, it's commitment. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a professional before making any investment decisions. Let's put this into perspective. In traditional proof-of-stake systems, whales often delegate their tokens to validators, hoping to earn consistent yields. They might not care much about governance or the development roadmap of the project. But on the internet computer, the game is different. Here, when whales stake tokens, they're not just earning rewards, they're also gaining influence in the network nervous system, NNS, which is the decentralized governance layer that determines everything from protocol upgrades to economic parameters. In other words, when whales move in, they're not just securing financial returns, they're buying a seat at the decision-making table. That changes the entire equation. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that whale activity is always a bad thing, something that threatens decentralization. But in ICP's case, it might actually strengthen it. Because of the way the NNS distributes voting power over time, those who lock up their tokens for longer periods end up with more governance weight. That means whales who are committing billions aren't simply looking for a quick flip. They're tying themselves into the ecosystem for years, or even decades, which aligns their incentives with the long-term health of the project. This is a subtle but critical difference compared to ecosystems where whales can exit easily without consequence. Now, let's zoom out and compare this to other ecosystems. Cardano, for instance, has built a reputation around decentralization and careful governance. Its staking pools attract long-term believers, but governance participation has often been limited. Solana, on the other hand, has leaned into speed and efficiency, drawing in capital from those who prioritize throughput. Yet, in both cases, governance often feels detached from the everyday staker. The internet computer has taken a different route by weaving governance directly into the reward system, meaning that staking is not just about passive income, but about active participation. This structure creates a natural incentive for whales and even smaller players to care about the direction of the ecosystem. What's striking in the on-chain data is the sheer amount of ICP being committed. We're not talking about millions, we're talking about billions. These aren't short-term bets. These are positions locked for 8 years, the maximum staking duration in the ICP ecosystem. Think about that for a moment. In an industry notorious for short-term speculation and pump-and-dump schemes, seeing whales voluntarily commit billions for nearly a decade tells you just how confident they are in the project's long-term trajectory. It's not about flipping tokens tomorrow. It's about building infrastructure that could redefine the internet itself. So what exactly are these whales betting on? At the core, it's the internet computer's vision to host smart contracts and decentralized applications directly on the internet, bypassing centralized cloud providers. This isn't just another blockchain that handles transactions. It's a full-stack decentralized computing platform. Developers can deploy dApps that run entirely on-chain without relying on AWS, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure. That means true decentralization at the application layer, something that no other major blockchain has managed to achieve at this scale. Whales recognize the magnitude of this. If the internet computer succeeds, it could disrupt trillion-dollar industries, from cloud computing to social media. Let's break down why whales are moving so aggressively now. First, the technology has matured. When ICP launched, it faced skepticism and criticism, partly due to misconceptions and partly due to the natural resistance every ambitious project encounters. But over the last few years, it has steadily proven its capabilities. We've seen the launch of advanced dApps, seamless integrations, and even cross-chain bridges. Each of these milestones has reduced uncertainty and increased confidence. Whales aren't emotional, they're data-driven. They wait until the noise fades and the signal becomes clear. And right now, the signal is stronger than ever. Second, there's the reward mechanism itself. Staking on ICP isn't static. The longer you lock your tokens, the higher your voting power and the greater your rewards. For whales, this creates a compounding effect. Not only are they securing long-term influence, but they're also maximizing their yield potential. When billions are locked for 8 years, those rewards scale into the hundreds of millions over time. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. The more they commit, the more they earn, and the more influence they wield, but all within a system designed to benefit the entire ecosystem. Another point worth highlighting is the narrative shift in the broader crypto market. For years, the conversation has been dominated by DeFi, NFTs, and most recently, meme coins. These trends generate short-term hype but often fail to deliver lasting impact. Meanwhile, the internet computer has quietly built a foundation for real-world applications, social media platforms, enterprise solutions, gaming ecosystems, and more, all running fully on-chain. Whales aren't interested in chasing fleeting trends. They're positioning themselves where long-term value will emerge, and that's exactly what we're seeing play out. If we look deeper into the data, one pattern stands out: the distribution of whale activity. It's not concentrated in just a few wallets. Instead, we see a diverse set of large holders committing significant amounts across the board. This diversification matters because it reduces the risk of centralization. No single whale dominates governance. Instead, multiple major players are invested, creating a balance of power that strengthens the integrity of the system. It's decentralization in action, supported by capital commitment on an unprecedented scale. Now, let's talk about what this means for regular participants like you and me. When whales move billions into a system, it signals confidence, but it also creates opportunities. As more ICP gets locked into governance, circulating supply decreases, potentially creating upward pressure on price over time. At the same time, increased whale participation enhances the credibility of the ecosystem, attracting developers, institutions, and even regulators who might have previously been skeptical. In essence, whale activity sets the stage for broader adoption, which benefits everyone involved. But here's the important part: you don't need billions to play a role. The internet computer's governance system is designed to reward participation at all levels. Even small holders who stake their tokens for longer durations gain meaningful voting power and rewards. In fact, in some cases, smaller, more active participants can have an outsized impact on governance decisions. This creates a dynamic where whales may hold significant capital, but the collective power of engaged, smaller holders can still shape outcomes. That's a rare balance in the crypto world. So, what should you do to prepare? The first step is education. Understand how the network nervous system works, how staking rewards are calculated, and what governance proposals are currently shaping the ecosystem. The second step is participation. Even if you only hold a small amount, staking and voting not only earns you rewards, but also connects you to the pulse of the community. And the third step is long-term thinking. If whales are committing for 8 years, ask yourself, what do they see that others might be missing? The answer lies in the combination of technology, governance, and real-world applications that the internet computer uniquely offers. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on the bigger picture. Crypto has always been about more than just price action. At its core, it's about decentralization, empowerment, and building systems that challenge the status quo. The internet computer embodies that vision in a way few other projects do. And when you see billions being locked by whales, it's not just about profit, it's about belief. Belief in a future where the internet itself is owned and operated by its users, not by centralized corporations. That's the future whales are buying into. The only question is, will you join them? In summary, the data doesn't lie. Whales are making long-term commitments to the internet computer, signaling unprecedented confidence in its trajectory. They're not here for short-term speculation. They're here to shape the future. And for those paying attention, the message is clear. The time to engage with this ecosystem is now. Because while whales may be leading the way, the opportunity is open to everyone. So, what do you think about ICP's current position? Are you bullish on its growth in AI and DeFi? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay cautious, and I'll catch you in the next one.